Men who are used as a free meal date. What do you do as your first date now? Coffee and/or a walk in the park. I actively avoid those take me on a real date girls. I only take people I know to nice dinners. This is the correct first date, with one very important addition: time limited. Your first date should be at maximum like 2 hours. Schedule it with something else to do afterwards, just in case. This way nobody feels trapped. The date is quick. The date is painless. Nobody feels pressured to perform in any way. We walk, we talk. We know within minutes of there will be a second date. We break. And maybe we come back. 9 years ago I did this. First date, short walk. Second date, to whole days together. That's fine. First date gotta be short and sweet. I used to do picnic lunches, not because I was paranoid about being used, just because I was poor. If you pack a nice picnic and package it up elegantly, it's a way of showing off your diligence and thoughtfulness too. This took my current girlfriend on a picnic for our first date, had cheese and fruit, putting some of the fruit in wine for a sangria. Then we rented a couple kayaks at the nearby lake. She said it was the best date she'd ever been on, and it took very little money or preparation. Plus, all her friends instantly loved me because of the thoughtfulness. I went out to dinner and paid mid-September. She went on another date 2 days later, got engaged to the guy, and they were married November 6th. I now meet for drinks only first. Coffee or a drink, nothing more. It's cheap, easy, and after the drink, if you are clicking, have another drink and keep the conversation going. If not, okay, well, the drink was great, thanks for meeting up. Then you both go your separate ways. Men, do not be the foodie call. Realistically, I think best thing is a low effort date. I'm sure the women lurking here will hate that, but it's all round the best, and also eliminates those who are being unreasonably demanding. For a while I used to upfront make it clear we were splitting the bill. Thought that would work, but it just went from being used as a free meal to being used as a budget therapist for emotional validation. So scrapped that idea, stuck to coffee or an event of sorts that I was already going to go to. That or go the opposite end. One of my friends got engaged to a guy that asked her to go rock climbing for their first date. She thought it was so out there and cool she jumped on it. I went for a dinner once, and she clearly looked like she enjoyed the food more than my company, and conveniently got a call from her mother when the bill arrived. From that day onwards, it was a coffee or a drink unless my parents set me up with a girl. Same lol, got one who showed up in sweatpants and a university sweater. Pretty low effort. Sat on her phone most of the time with me trying to make conversation. The waitress came for our drinks, and while I ordered a Coke, my date decided she wanted a Coke and an alcoholic drink. No problem. I sometimes do that too. But she wouldn't even look up from her phone to order. It felt kinda rude in my books, but whatever. Drinks come and waitress asks for our food order, and she goes off, orders an appetizer, a Caesar salad, an 8 ounces steak, chicken wings, and a build your own pasta type thing. The waitress said okay, and put the orders in. I waited another 10 minutes, trying to make conversation, and either got one-word answers or no answers, so I said, "Excuse me, I'll be right back," and went to the bathroom. On the way to the bathroom I found my waitress, who was coming back, and I said, "Hey, would you mind putting my order in a to-go box? I'm pretty sure I'm being used for a free meal here." She said no problem, and I waited for my food. I thought my date would get suspicious as to why I wasn't coming back, but she was so engrossed by whoever she was texting or whatever she was doing that she didn't even notice. I got my takeout order, paid for my drink and my food, and left my date with the bill for the food she ordered. And I got a really angry message on the dating app an hour later. "Who the heck do you think you are, lol? Tried to scam me out of a free meal or 3 with how much stuff she ordered, then have the audacity to tell me I'm a bad person." I'll take a lady on a restaurant date for 2 reasons, regardless if it's a free meal or not to them. I don't go out to restaurants a lot, so I feel like I'm paying to do it for myself, like entertainment, and the person just comes along with me. If the convo sucks, well, I had a good dinner at a place I wanted to try, and she got a free dinner. No harm, no foul. Now, if a lady didn't want to go somewhere I chose because she wanted a more expensive experience, I'd just say no, lol. I implemented a policy several years ago for first dates. I ask for separate checks when the server comes to take the drink order. If the date goes well, I pick up both checks. No such thing as a free lunch. How often does this happen? Are you saying women go on dates with guys they are completely uninterested in just to get some food? They absolutely do. Right before COVID, I had a neighbor who did her own little social experiment, as she called it. She was a 6/10 on her absolute best day, but had hundreds of men on Tinder messaging her all the time. She put this to good use and decided to see exactly how much men would spend on her in a month. 7 a.m. she's up and getting dolled up to meet a man for coffee. He pays. Goes 3 blocks away to have breakfast with another man. He pays. During her lunch break, she leaves the office for lunch with someone else. He pays. After work, she meets a man for drinks. He pays. Leaves happy hour for dinner downtown with another guy. He pays. On the weekends, she would kick it up a notch in the evenings and have separate guys for drinks, dinner, and late night drinks. It was rather amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I can't imagine the money spent on a really beautiful woman compared to her. When I was single and dating, I very rarely did the whole dinner date thing as a first date. I am a private pilot and own my own plane. Aviation has always been a really big part of my life. So if she didn't like to fly in a private plane, then it was best to find out right away, instant deal breaker. So, my go-to first date was to have my date meet me at the FBO, private aviation base at an airport, fly about 1 to 1.5 hours to the beach, have lunch, early dinner at a beachfront place casual, hang out in the ocean for a bit, then fly back. I was going to go flying anyway. It made for a nice afternoon and gave us lots of time to talk to each other in a very casual environment. My God, the girls who pull off dates just to get a nice dinner are so utterly pathetic. Lol. Can usually tell a reading within a minute of sitting down. This person I was on a date with, we went to Cactus Club basic stuff, and she got 6 drinks, and probably the most expensive main on the menu. She was awful through and through. I went to the bar and was like, yeah, I'm on a horrible date, and this sucks, but can you pull me up my bill? Ghosted not long after that, to a string of text messages of how I left her with a huge bill. Nah, you bought that, you pay for it. Tell what the first date should be like in the comments. Thanks for watching, subscribe.